Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be going over our four walls budget, okay? And and basically to let you guys know what a four walls budget is, to make sure that you have the four main areas of your household budget taken care of to take care of your family. And those are going to be shelter, food, utilities, and transportation. Well, I'll make sure that those are the first four priorities that you have budgeted money for and you're taking care of. Because the last thing you want to have is your utilities shut off, you being kicked out of your house, not being able to get to and from work or get the kids to and from school. So we want to make sure that we get these things taken care of right off the bat, okay? So we're going to get started here. And the numbers that I'm using today for this example are just the average US monthly expenditures for each of these areas, okay? Best way to put it. So what the average US household spends on food, on transportation, items like that. So those are the numbers we're using. I know they're going to be slightly different for you, but let's just worry about the basic fundamentals on how to get this filled out so you get a rough idea of where you're at financially if you need to try to either cut things out of your budget or try to increase your income some way or another, okay? So first thing we're going to do is our income. The average US household income, from what I found online, is, let's just say, it's going to be $74,580 a year. Broken down by month is $6,215. Okay. And we're going to factor in that this is our only source of income for this example. So we're just going to put that total back down here. Okay. First section we're going to work on is food. So the average US household spends about $923 a month. Even I screw up sometimes. That's what they spend on average across the US a month for groceries, okay? Eating out, I found, is right around $300. And then miscellaneous would be whatever else you might be spending, gas station stop, right? Some soda, snacks for a road trip to and from work, whatever that might be. We're going to leave this blank for now because it's kind of hard to gauge on average, but you get the idea. So now our total for our food section is going to be $1,223. Okay. Let's go ahead and move over to the utility section. The average electric bill is right around $149 a month. Okay. The average natural gas bill for your heat, for your stove, things like that, is going to be right around $100. Trash and recycling is going to cost right around, this actually gets a little more specific, $62.50 is the average. And now the average water bill is right around $73. So that brings our utilities total to $384.50. So now we got utilities out of the way. Other items that might fall into the utilities category would be maybe your internet provider, cable, things like that. But that's not a necessity necessarily. Okay, moving on over to the shelter and housing portion. So we're looking at mortgage / rent, depending on your situation. The average US mortgage payment right now is $1,775. Okay. The average monthly payment for renters / homeowners insurance is going to be right around $146.50. Repairs and upkeep is a little harder to kind of get an average for. We're just going to use $100 to make it easy. Then miscellaneous might be any other things that you need to spend directly on your house for any given reason. Right now, we're just going to leave that as 0. That brings our shelter and housing total to $2,051.50. Actually, I just read my numbers wrong. That's $2,021. See, as you go through this, just like I am, you're going to screw up and make mistakes, but that's totally fine. Nobody's perfect. It's a work in progress. so don't worry about it. Also, a lot of people will use their computer or an app for this, so it's a little bit easier to not make typo mistakes when you're doing it that way. But this is what we're dealing with today. I want you guys to get this figured out, get this under your belt, and then move on to the next step. Next item is the transportation portion. We're going to do average car payment for used cars, not new, but for a used car, okay? Average used car payment right now is right around $533. Okay, we'll just say this is used. Now the average monthly car insurance payment is about $165. Okay, this is how that's a household payment, right? Because we're looking at household income. Now the average gas for fuel for your car, the average monthly expenditure for a household is going to be right around $416. And repairs, let's just budget $100 a month just to be safe, okay? So that brings our transportation total to $1,214. So let's go ahead and bring all of our totals up here to the top. So our total income, $6,215. Our food total down here, $1,223. Utilities total, $384.50. Our shelter total, which I screwed up initially, was $2,021.50. And then the last portion is going to be our transportation, which is going to be $1,214. So if we take our total income and then subtract all these line items out of it, that gives us a remaining balance of money to be budgeted and spent still of $1,372. So this is what we have left to budget. This might seem a little bit high. You might be a little shocked about that, going, that's nowhere near what I have left from my household budget. Don't worry about it. Remember, there's a lot of other little items that are not being included in this budget. Remember, we're just working on our four walls, just the priorities: your food, utilities, shelter, and transportation. That's it. So this is how you go through and fill out the four walls budget to kind of get used to the concept of what creating a budget feels like. I know in the beginning it's going to feel a little bit tedious and kind of embarrassing at times because you don't know where your money's going exactly. But in order to get a better grasp on where your money's going and how you need to make the changes to succeed financially, you have to know what's happening. You have to take control of it. Okay? If you guys have any questions about this, leave a message. I'm going to leave a link for this budget in the description below so you guys can download a copy of it for yourselves. Absolutely free. Just click on the link, download it, print it off, and start working on it, okay? You can always leave, like I said, leave a comment below. You can visit our website at www.jdjfc.com, or you can send us an email at coachjerry, Jerry, at jdjfc.com as well. Thank you, and I hope this was beneficial for you guys.